So we are about 8 days away from Zhu Yuan's release, and I don't know if y'all are as excited for her as I am, mainly because I finally have another 5-star to build around for Shiyu defense, as long as I don't lose 50-50 of course, but also because she is shaping up to be a relatively easy unit to build, especially if you do get her W engine, as well as she seems to provide a lot of early game value, especially in the current Shiyu defense, because it seems that a lot of the stuff in the later game Shiyus are weak to ether. However, there are some things that are very good about her, and also some things that can be a little concerning if you're looking at the long-term longevity of using Zhu Yuan as more characters get released into the game. So basically, I'm going to be going over her pros and cons, and based off of this information, you guys let me know if she's someone that you think would be worth your pull. Me personally, I will be pulling her regardless. Usually, when it comes to gunner characters, if they're very mobile and have a lot of sauce or like swag or potential skill expression in regards to their kit, like perfect dodges when they're dodging and stuff like that. Characters like Lee Hyperreal from Punishing Gray Raven, if you don't know who that is, I'll play that in the background here so you can see some gameplay from that. But characters like him are characters that I normally gravitate towards when it comes to gunner characters. Now, the main parts of her kit that I will be going over are her enhanced shells when she's in suppression mode, and as well as her core skill, or core passive and faction passive. The reason why is because these are mainly what most characters are built around, or seem to be built around in Zenless Zone Zero, and mainly how you want to think about playing them, or how you want to envision playing them, will normally base around those mechanics. So normally they're forte bar, or in Zhu Yuan's case, her enhanced shells, as well as her core passive. That being said, when it comes to her enhanced shells, they are very basic in how they work, and it's not very difficult to trigger the enhanced shells or the suppression mode. Basically, all you'll want to do is hold the basic attack button while you have enhanced shells, or you see underneath her name tag there, you'll just want to make sure that those are glowing. So there are a few ways that she will actually gain enhanced shells. She can hold up to 9. She gets 1 after using basic attack 5. She gains 1 after doing a dodge counter, and she gains 1 after doing a quick assist. She'll gain 3 after doing an EX skill, after doing a perfect parry, or in her case, the vital view, chain attack, or ultimate. You'll be wanting to weave those into your rotation while you are on field with her, or while you are off field with her and bringing her into the field to ensure that you're always able to have enhanced shells. You'll be wanting to unload these enhanced shells when the enemy is stunned, or when you have a good DPS window to ensure that you will be able to get the full combo off. Main reason being is due to her core passive. Zhu Yuan's core passive is going to give her a flat damage increase when doing the enhanced shells by 40%, and if the enemies are stunned, it's going to increase her damage by an additional 40%. It'll also give her 6 enhanced shells every time she enters battle, so whenever she first starts battle, she would get a free 6 enhanced shells. Her faction passive is going to increase her crit rate by 30% for 10 seconds after doing a EX skill, chain attack, or an ultimate. This will help with building her tremendously, especially if you have her W engine. Now, her W engine is also going to give her a crit rate buff, as well as giving her charge stacks, which will again increase her enhanced bullets. Every time you hit somebody with ether damage for your basic attack, you will actually consume the charge stacks and do an extra 35% skill damage. So this is going to stack on top of her core passes, because her enhanced shot coincidentally happens to be part of her basic attack, as well as it does do ether damage. So take that in mind, that you will be getting a fat crit rate, crit damage buff, as well as a skill damage buff on your main part of your burst rotation with Zhu Yuan. As well as you want to keep in mind is, even if you don't get her W engine, she still does have some other options that she can use. She can use something like the Brimstone if you are lucky or unlucky enough to get that. Or you can also use Cannon Rotor if you have the Battle Pass, or if you don't have the Battle Pass, you can also use Starlight Engine, which does synergize very well with her, because you do want to be doing dodge counters to get enhanced shots as well. Now, Zhu Yuan, she seems to be able to excel at doing large amounts of burst damage when you have her enhanced shells, but she does seem to fall off a little bit when you don't have a skill or a chain attack or enhanced shells ready. You definitely want to be rotating, and how often you're doing dodge attacks and stuff like that to gain enhanced shells is mainly because it seems that a lot of her damage is locked behind being inside suppression mode and being able to use as many as enhanced shells as you can. The more enhanced shells you use, the more damage you will do. The faster you can gain enhanced shells, the more damage you will do as well. This also gives you quite a few ways to play her. If you wanted to play her as a more on-field DPS character where you don't have a main stunner and she does most of the DPS on field, you can definitely do that and then use your dodge attacks and quick assist and everything like that to keep your suppression mode up. Or if you wanted to play her as more of a regular DPS, something similar to Ellen, where you just kind of build chain attack, do your chain attack on her, get some enhanced shells, come in on her when they're stunned, and just unload everything while they're stunned, you can definitely do that as well. You do have quite a bit of options to how you play Zhu Yuan, which does lean towards seeing a lot of different gameplay in regards to Zhu Yuan. You may see some gameplay with somebody that's playing with her very much on field, where she's dodging and she's always on field, always doing DPS, and supports only come in to do their debuffs and they get out. Maybe they don't even have a stunner. And you may see some gameplay where you have a Zhu Yuan and they have a stunner and they play the more comfortable way, where it's chain attack into Zhu Yuan, into suppression mode, into ultimate, into suppression mode, something more similar and more basic like that. So the game definitely does have a lot of skill expression, and Zhu Yuan is going to lean more towards that, which is something that I definitely do like about her, and one reason why I'm definitely excited for her. Now, one quote-unquote, I guess, issue that you could see with Zhu Yuan is because she is a DPS character, she is more prone to get power crept or outskilled by another character that could come out later on down the line that does something that she does better. Let's say we get a Ether Anomaly unit, for example, or another Ether DPS unit that could be coming on down the line. She could be replacing Zhu Yuan on her team, depending on if you pull for them or not. However, in my opinion, I do think that this is an issue that Zhu Yuan, if you have her W engine, may not necessarily be facing too early on in the game. And if you really like her kit and you do optimize her, I think that she'll be someone that could potentially be used for a very, very long time, especially since the game is an action game. But yes, because she mainly only gives damage buffs for herself, as well as she's a DPS unit, there is a possibility that she could not stand the test of time and she could get power crept faster than we think she may get power crept. But to be honest, I don't really think power creep would be too big of a problem in this game, mainly because it's an action game, and the better you are at the character, the more damage you'll be able to squeeze out of the character, especially if you have very good supports. And because they have changed her core passive to actually function with any support character rather than just being an Ether support, she will actually be able to be used with any busted support that comes out later on down the line, and that busted support will be able to proc Zhu Yuan's passive, which will enable that support to be able to proc their passive as well as your proccing Zhu Yuan's passive, which will again increase her longevity, because as long as you have very good supports in this game, the DPS will always be able to do its job, and that's DPS. That being said, I am definitely pulling for Zhu Yuan. I'm going to be trying to get her W engine as well. The team that I'm going to be running for her when she first drops is probably going to just be Zhu Yuan and Nicole together. No third member. You may be asking why no third member, mainly because I don't really have a third member that's free to be able to be used with them. Anbi is kind of taken up with my quarantine at the moment, at least till Seth drops, and we're just going to have to run a double team because I'm not going to build another character that I'm probably not going to use after I get Anbi free. So we're just going to use a duo team for now. They should synergize very well together, because this way we'll be able to get quick assists very, very often on Zhu Yuan with Nicole. And I'll only really have to worry about 2 characters kits rather than 3 characters kits when I'm doing rotations and stuff like that, or dishing out damage and rotating between the 2 characters. As for how good this will actually be, we shall see. Look forward to some gameplay videos with the 2 together on the same team with no third character, clearing some Shiyu defense. And we shall see how far we're able to get with that, just using those 2. But those are my thoughts on Zhu Yuan. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let me know if it's someone that you are excited for. Is it someone that you see could potentially be getting power crept in later on in the game's life cycle? Or is it someone that you think may actually be around for the long haul? I would love to know. Thank y'all for watching as always. Again, I very much do want to thank y'all for 1,000 subscribers. Thank y'all for support on the channel that y'all have been putting out recently. Definitely wanted to keep making great content for you guys, and definitely giving some more insight on some characters before they do drop. The characters that I'm interested in for the most part. I don't know if I'll actually do every character, just mainly because I won't be getting every character, and I'm not really interested in getting every character, but I will definitely be doing all the characters that I'm very much interested in. Every character that I'm probably going to pull, I will be making some type of breakdown for, and even some characters that I may not even be pulling. So if you're interested in that, definitely do drop a subscribe, because that was definitely on the way. Thank y'all for watching again, and peace.